record on this.
That,
Yeah.
yes, it is
So,
very useful. Yeah.
so Daphne, can you just repeat that one more time, shorter, or I'll try and repeat it back. You're planning to, so you've been researching now for a few years, and you want to do something practical, and
Yeah.
you're planning to put a couple of balcony solar systems, which recently raises some questions for me, and
Mm,
not just to put balcony solar systems in, but you will monitor it, and you'll generate carbon coupons that people
mm.
can trade. Is that right?
Yeah.
What have I missed out?
Yeah. So the hardware is that we will set up two balcony solar system, pilot system in those apartment, and then we will check the actual solar electricity generated there. We will work on it, and then we have the blockchain system supporting this project. So
Right.
that's why we can translate those, say, in terms of power generated or energy saved in that households. We can translate it into those carbon coins. And then our team, we can issue those coupons, and those families, they can use those coupons in SweetMart, which is our collaborator. And then we set up kind of those system with SweetMart already. So this is the way we want to demonstrate potential business models in this community through engaging vulnerable groups there.
Great.
Yeah. So I think with that in mind, um, you know that researchers were relatively naive in a way that the practical challenges involved. So we think that you may be a very good person for us to reach out, to kind of alert us. So what challenges would be ahead? Not only about the economic implication, but I think the hardware is quite uh, affordable. It's not something too expensive, but in terms of technical feasibility, and also the regulatory procedures that we probably have to go through. So what sort of things that we need to be aware ahead?
Well, I have questions myself.
Yeah,
So it's great to be talking with you at this
definitely.
time. So just last night, I was doing a talk for a local socialist, so Southwest Socialist Environmental Resource Association, SERA. And they are going to be at Labour Party's national conference next weekend or this coming weekend. No, next weekend.
Mm,
Um, uh, Maybe it's sooner. And so I was mentioning balcony solar in Germany,
mm,
and have been not searching as hard as you will now have to find out if we can get it in this country and if it has regulatory approval or
mm.
what needs to be done. So I'm wondering what research you've done already, what you already know. I know it's a big thing in Germany. There's close to or maybe over 1 million installations, which is incredible. It's a sort of a real craze because people are able to buy it very cheaply. The best
Mm.
price I could see on Aldi recently was coming at £600 a kilowatt. The systems are a bit bigger. There's sort of 1.4, 1.8 kilowatt system for about €1,600 or something, but it works out at £600 a kilowatt, which is an incredibly good price.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering what you're able to buy in this country, what permitting you need or don't need, and and
Mm.
how we go about it. If you're coming coming to me for advice, then I have the same questions, but I might be able to suggest directions to research. But how where
Yeah.
what do you know so far?
Yeah, we just started our research on that and found some very interesting information. Then let me share my screen.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, Johnson and I are putting together this kind of Google Doc to jot down our notes. So you see that we are developing the Q&A, the FAQ. So in terms, can you see the
Yes,
document?
I can. I can expand it. One thing I learned is that when somebody shares a screen, you can actually zoom in on it
Yeah,
and make it larger.
yeah. So in terms of cost, so these are some basic information. So we know that it's not too costly,
Yeah.
and we can't be sure whether we can buy it in the UK now. Johnson, do you have any ideas? Are they available in the market now?
You mean a plug-in or other
Yeah,
system?
the plug-in solar system. Can we buy it from Tesco or Amazon's in
Yeah,
the US?
actually, from the market perspective, we can feel free to perhaps one for the plug-in solar equipment. But the question is about the regulation because we are still a little bit confusing. Do we could install the plug-in solar panel in a flat apartment? Yeah.
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 And then there are some interesting uh, review of the performance of those plug-in solar system,
Mm,
and then how much electricity generated. And I think one challenging issue that we have to handle is that uh, how to make balcony solar meaningful in
mm,
the UK context. Say, you can see that from this piece of information, um, not that I mean the amount of the solar generated is quite modest, so it can't even it can power a desktop perhaps. So we have to develop a story why balcony solar is meaningful to you in
Yeah.
our, yeah. So I think that is one issue. And then how safe? Yeah, because technically it can be stored in a kind of self-contained battery, or it can be connected to the power grid. And then we have to explore the technical issues associated with these two different options.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, interestingly, around the world, there are many beautiful balcony solar uh, sites, like this one in Germany,
Yep.
these in Seoul. We have collaborators there, and then we are also setting up the same project in Seoul. So we are
Well,
all, also,
you have the same
yeah.
situation with balconies. Are solar balconies permitted in Hong Kong? Because of course,
Not
there's lots of
not yet.
balconies there too, right? Okay.
It is illegal, but in Seoul it is permitted. They
Okay.
have the kind of regulations, and I my understanding is that those solar electricity can be connected to the power grid in Seoul.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in Germany, I have found some of the same information you have. In Germany, you can buy the solar panel kits at Aldi, and
Mm,
they come with the panels and with an
mm.
inverter and with a battery and with a three-pin plug. So
yeah. Yeah.
you can plug it into the wall and it starts powering your home. And presumably, if you're not using the energy and if the battery is full, it starts leaking into into the grid. And
Yeah.
because if you haven't got it connected to a smart meter and registered, you're just giving away electricity if you're not using it, I guess.
Yeah. So um I'm so curious about how German get it done. So they have to go through the whole they set up the whole system so that the power companies they got those connection ready. And then that
Well,
would
oh, the point is that they're making systems with, as I said, they've got a three-pin plug on them, so you can physically there is nothing to stop you putting one of these systems on your balcony, even when you are the tenant. This is the point. You may be the
mm,
tenant. You might want, if you want to put solar on the roof, you have to get permission from the landlord. You have to get the electricity. Why is the landlord going to do it? Why should he do it? Because
mm,
You're going to get the electricity, but it's just going to be a cost to him. But if you can buy a cheap solar panel, this is the way the story goes. If you can buy a cheap solar panel, even if you're the tenant, you can plug it in, you can get the cheap electricity, and when you leave, you can just take the kit and move it to the next flat. Wonderful. And I'm not sure. Normally, I go to Germany every spring in April for the Hanover Trade Fair. It's called the Messe. And there's always interesting things going on over there. And I haven't been for a couple of years, so I did not see this. They call it on social media, they call it, I didn't see this meme emerge. So I didn't see this trend coming. And then I just heard about it this year, and I found it so exciting because already there's more balcony solar in Germany than we have community energy in this country altogether. All the community energy that we tell now, there's more balcony solar in Germany already, which is, and the price is so low. We would pay typically, just a little bit of interesting background. I got involved in, this is the story I was telling to Sarah last night. I got involved in community solar energy in 2011, which is when the government started the feed-in tariff incentive. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And communities quite quickly did the arithmetic, and they figured, oh, just the feed-in tariff from solar panels is going to be enough over the lifetime of the feed-in tariff to pay for the cost of the solar panels, more than I would get if I put my money in a deposit account in a bank. Communities started investing, of course. Yeah. And I did the same arithmetic, and I used that to put solar on some roofs in Lockleys, ordinary domestic roofs. We set up a little co-op called Bristol Power Co-op. And in that year, the second year of the feed-in tariffs, a record number, 140,000 people put solar on their roofs, right? And the government sort of said, we've only got a budget for so much, right? We've only got this much money. It's going too quickly. So they cut the incentive to try and slow it down. And by something like 2018, they'd cut the incentive to nothing. And the amount of solar being put on roofs just went down and down and down. It cut because the incentive disappeared. Right. But the cost of solar kept coming down. And now the cost of solar is so low that it makes sense to put solar on your roof just from the value of the electricity. And it makes so much sense that this year, 140,000 people, the first half of this year, 140,000 people got solar on their roofs. So we're back up to a record that was set in 2012, right? So the record in 2012 came from subsidies, but now even without subsidies, the numbers have gone up. You can watch the price of solar coming down, and of these 130,000 installations, the news was that the average price of the installation was £7,000, right? So we don't know what size they were, and we don't know how many of them had batteries, but we know that the average price was 7,000, and we can guess. I would now I would have ChatGPT listening, and I would say, can you have a look and find out what the average size was? But I would guess that the average size would be 3 to 4 kilowatts, because the government, the regulations say you can put solar panels on a roof without planning permission up to 3.68 kilowatts. So the panels are now more and more powerful, so it's easy to get the maximum size on most roofs. 3.68 kilowatts is 10 panels or less now.
Okay, so there is an existing regulation saying that if the system is not larger than 3 to 6, then feel free to do it.
Yeah, and that is typically for rooftop solar, but it has to be installed by a certified installer,
Oh,
right?
I see.
So you're
Mm,
paying extra money for it's regulated, it's certified okay. And that's how they get to know, because the installers are registering the systems as they go in. Now, balcony solar is a different thing. And
mm,
and I would say I do not know, but I believe that like you in Hong Kong, it's not certified yet. It's not authorized yet. But I believe that in Germany, something like half of the systems are regulated and authorized, and a lot of them are pirate systems, that people haven't registered because they could go to Aldi and buy the system and take it home and plug it in, and it's I'm just going to do this. Why do I have to do that? So
mm,
it's such an this I can see you frowning a little bit, and
mm.
it creates a problem, but it's very interesting from a research point of view.
Mm.
Whatever happens is interesting. Yes, whatever we can do and whatever we can't do is
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think like for the UK experience of regulating the rooftop, so it makes a difference that if the regulations work like that, you just need the certified technician to do this
Yep,
properly,
yep.
and you don't need to get the explicit permission from the power companies or from the government. So that is already quite a user-friendly
Yeah,
arrangement, I would say.
my feeling is you ought to be able to go to an MCS registered installer
Yeah,
and say, well, it's on the balcony, not the roof, but can you fit it for me?
yeah.
And they do that. So I'm
It's quite
really
similar to how we install the air conditioners in Hong Kong. You just need to someone who have that certification to get it done. But I don't need to make an application to the housing authority. So I think that is quite sensible. But in Hong Kong, if we set up balcony solar, I think the government will require us to get a permission from the power company.
yeah,
So that would make a kind of very high barrier for us
yeah.
to
So
get
this
it done.
this is exactly what we're trying to find out, because
Mm,
in our project, there are quite a few people who are running projects one way or another to put solar on people's roofs, councils and housing associations. And there's a wonderful project in Walthamstow called Power Station, where the
mm,
community raises money and puts solar on people's roofs, but they have to use registered installers. And in fact, and I think you have to own your own home to be able to do it. You can't just put solar on a house owned by a landlord. So it's a little bit complicated. And then
mm.
we've taught our project, Resilience Network, Bristol Solar Project.
Yeah.
We're trying to say we'll come and put solar on anybody's roof. Show us your landlord and we'll get them to agree. Or if you own the house, or if you are the council, sign, we'll put the solar on the roof, we will pay for it. You will sign like a consumer agreement, and
Mm,
then you will get the electricity cheap. But at that point, we have to have a deal with the energy company as well. Because somebody's got to be metering it and charging people for the electricity, even if it's at a discount, and then sending us the money so we can pay off the finance. So we're a parallel project. We're trying to do something like you're trying to do. We want
mm,
to do it in your project. Maybe you have a small budget that lets you do 2 or 3 homes. We want to do 100 homes and then 1,000 and then 10,000. But
yeah.
in that
Right.
case, oh, where will you get the money? Well, we can get it from the bank, but only if we pay it back.
Mm,
How will you pay it back? And then, oh, well, we'll collect the money from the people using the electricity. Well, how much would you charge them? And I did this arithmetic for communities for solar. So the actual at the moment in this country, you pay as much as well. There's a cap on the price of electricity. It can't be more than say 25 pence, somewhere in that range. And so all the energy companies say, all right, well, we'll charge you 25 pence. Used to be only 16. But if you buy balcony solar at cheapest price, which was in Germany £600 for a kilowatt, £600, it's going to last for 30 years. And you've looked at this to see in Germany, you get something like 900 kilowatts a year for each kilowatt of solar installed. That's the performance factor. I say 1,000. So 1 kilowatt will generate 1,000 kilowatt hours for 30 years. So that's 30,000 kilowatt hours that you paid £600. That's 60,000 pennies for. That's 2 pence a unit, not 25. It's terrific saving. So you would be mad not to do it. And that's why there's such a craze in Germany, because it's such a big relative saving. Even if it's not all your energy, it's a good chunk of your energy for next to nothing, for a big discount.
Yeah.
It's well worthwhile.
Yeah. So like in our case, if we want to explore in details these local context, so how can we start? We know that in Tower Block, the Lawrence Hill, there are some counselors that we reach out. So, but they seems to be busy, and it's not easy to kind of get connected with them. Although Stewart has been trying already. The council owns most of those apartment units. So I guess we also need to schedule a meeting with them as well.
Yeah. So yeah, right. Sorry. Once you start doing Google searches, all kinds of stuff comes up, of course. Also, some of which I know and much of which I don't know. So, I mean, at this point, I would fire up. Let's do an experiment. Good morning, chat. I'm talking with Daphne and Johnson, who are working with Hong Kong University, and they want to run an experiment in Easton, Bristol, with a couple of balcony solar systems. Now, can you find out if any balcony solar systems are available in the UK? They've already done some searching, and find out what the regulatory system is. And whether, if it's not allowed, might there be a way around it by using a certified installer? Can you have a look?
So it looks like balcony solar systems are starting to get some traction in the UK, but right now the regulations are a bit of a hurdle. They aren't fully allowed yet because of safety concerns, but there's a review in progress that might change that soon. In the meantime, one possible workaround might be using a certified installer to help navigate those regulations. They can ensure everything is up to code and might be able to get approval where a DIY approach wouldn't. Let me know if you need more details.
Yeah, can you find any low-cost balcony type systems for sale in the UK?
Right now, there are indeed some balcony solar systems that are popping up for sale in the UK, even though the regulations are still catching up. For example, there are systems from companies like EcoFlow that are designed for balcony use. These typically have microinverter setups and are relatively low cost. They aren't fully plug and play legal just yet, but if that review goes well, these could become more mainstream. In the meantime...
Sorry, yeah, in the meantime?
No worries. I was just going to say that you might find these balcony solar kits on places like Amazon or some UK green tech retailers. They're not super widespread yet, but they're definitely out there if you're willing to do a little digging. And hopefully those regulations will ease up soon so you can just plug them in and go.
It's exciting, isn't it? And one possibility, which Daphne was mentioning, is that you could, obviously, you can use the solar system to charge a battery, and then you might find some workaround in your home to use the energy from a battery.
Absolutely, and that's a pretty clever workaround. Basically, if you store the solar energy in a battery first, then you have a bit more flexibility about how you use it inside your home. It's kind of like creating your own little off-grid loop for part of your energy use. And while it might not be a full-on solution for everything, it's definitely a neat way to make use of that balcony solar energy while staying within the lines.
So this is Daphne. This is I do little blog pieces where I'm having conversations like this with chat, getting it to do research and so on. Have you got any questions you would like to ask my Chat GPT friend here?
Yeah, in Tower Block area, who would be the key stakeholders that our research team need to reach out?
Sure. So in the Easton area of Bristol, a few key stakeholders come to mind. There's the Easton Energy Group, which has been pretty active with community energy projects, including some microgrid initiatives. Another big player is the Owen Square Community Energy Project, which is all about solar district heating and decarbonization efforts. And of course, there's the Bristol City Leap Community Energy Fund, which supports local community-led energy projects. So reaching out to those groups would probably be a great start for your team.
Great.
Just clicked out of that there. So that's pretty cool, huh? I love it that your question was kind of general, but it comes up with Eastern specific answer.
Yeah, quite good. Yeah,
really cool.
You subscribe this service?
Yeah, I when ChatGPT came out, I had a free account and I quickly started. It's £20 a month or something, which is just for unlimited use. So somewhere, Sam Altman in California is running a massive data center somewhere, and buying nuclear power to run it. But it means that I've got friends who are really, really worried about AI and the use from data centers. But actually, there's technology coming for light-based computing rather than electron-based computing. And it's going to be very efficient. And that will be with us within a decade. So for a moment, we have this compute and energy intensive search engine. But the search engine, as you can see, it's got access to all the world's knowledge and can give an Eastern specific answer just like that, which is fantastic.
Yeah, and the quality is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, it used to be that you would type a question into Google and then you've got to follow all these links. And this one is able to correlate everything. Intelligence
Impressive.
It's impressive, and it makes me optimistic and enthusiastic because these engines are designed to help humanity. And unless they add value, people won't be using them, and they can add fantastic value.
Yeah, great.
As long as we don't as long as we don't make our brains atrophy.
Yeah. Okay, great. So for our project, did you see it is quite doable for our research team kind of set up 2 balcony solar system in Tower Block? And then the worst case is that if the regulation is too stringent, then we use the home energy storage system. So to just do the research, because we just need to collect the data of the solar generation.
Yeah, that seems to me right. It seems like you can buy balcony solar systems and you can plug them in or not plug them in, right? And funnily enough, so at which point you need to start talking to an installer, and I can recommend two for you to talk to.
That would be helpful. Yeah. So
One,
they are based in Bristol?
yeah, you're based in Bristol. One is based in Bristol, and the other isn't, but they're interesting for a good reason. The one based in Bristol is, I think it's Sea Sun Air. I will have to look that up, but I will supply a link. They used to be called Paul O'Brien Solar, and we used them as installers in one of my first projects. We community group of installers called BASIC, which was Bristol Area Solar Installer Cooperative, and it was a dozen installers working as a co-op.
Yeah.
Then we we were installing so few systems that they couldn't give us a discount. And so on a second round, we used Paul O'Brien Solar, and they did very nice installs for us. And I would need to look it up. I can send you the link.
Yeah, we have a very small budget for this part because the original proposal did not have this component in it. So I just wonder, in your sense or in your experience, how much that the technician probably will cost us to set up two systems.
Well, so I would check the links that chat is recommending, but as I heard, the systems that were being installed on rooftops, which would include the cost of the installer and the cost of scaffolding, were being installed for an average of £7,000. They will be 3 or 4 kilowatt systems. So I can't imagine. It has to be that the balcony solar systems. Well, let me have a look. Let me share my screen for a moment. This is, all right, here we are. This is, I can see you. I can't see my screen. I'm now looking for, where is my, it should be at the end of Safari, Mail. It jumps all over the place. I can't find the, oh, here we are. Here's Keynote. Right. So this is an advert. Can you see it?
Yeah, we can see it.
So this is on the German Aldi website. And it was saying 2,500 euros discounted to 1,249. And that comes out in English money at that discount price is £600 a kilowatt. Now, but so going back down, sorry. So yeah, right. So that's the advert that I saw. Whoops. Back to 500,000 balcony solar panels. That was a little bit earlier in the year. It was up to 700,000 much more than that by now, I think. And it was 2,500 euros for a 1.78 kilowatt system. So I don't know what your budget is, but you heard ChatGPT was suggesting that you could apply to the Climate Action Fund from City Leap, but I happen to know that they had a round of applications just closed. It is worth looking for grants, and the government, GB Energy, are running a application program, and I think it would be, you might need to find a partner, a local partner to work with to do an application, but you might be able to find extra money to do this. So two possibilities. Those are the sorts of prices you might need to work to. You might need to find £3,000 or £4,000 for two systems, it looks like, at most, in that area. Or you could apply for grant funding to fund the installations and then do research around them.
Right.
Just
Yeah, these are very good suggestions. Yeah. Okay. And for these companies, so you can pass us the contact.
yeah, for Seasun Air, I'm just not very instant on doing searching in my own Bristol Green Energy Community Energy Fund. I'm funding. I need the funding, and then CEF Net Zero Hub, and then Stage 2 application January 25, which is that one probably. That's application, documents, feasibility document, letters of support, or feasibility documents, solar and battery quotes, solar, sun, air. They're called solar, sun, air. And I will send you a link to
Thank you so much.
and they're very helpful. They're really nice people. Their operations manager is Roy Jennings, and their phone number is 01172 355 931. But I will send you a copy of their quote.
That's great. Yeah, this is very helpful. It's just quite difficult for us to find electric technicians in Bristol. We tried before, and then it was not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can think of some, but talking to an installer first is good. I also know it ought to be easy to find electrical technicians. Certainly, if you ask ChatGPT, and you can use it for free as well, registered electrical technicians, you probably need to talk to somebody who is MCS certified. And MCS, I think, is Micro Generation Certification System, MCS. So be
Okay.
certified to install micro generation systems.
Okay. Yeah. And in addition, are you aware of any schools in this district that may be keen to get engaged in a project like this?
Well, there's lots of schools that have balconies, of course, somewhere or other. Uh, I'm I'm not personally in touch with any schools, and I know that all schools have people interested to talk to them and work with them, and all schools have bureaucracies of boards of governors who have to be asked.
Right.
Like dealing with the council, you think, oh, this should be easy, and then you find that you have gone down a rabbit hole that is endless, and you only have to talk to him, or you have to talk to him, but so
I see. Yeah, we have been in connection with Evergreen. Yeah, so we have a kind of starting point. Yeah, maybe we'll keep that contact as well. Yeah.
So there's a lot of communities as well are interested to work with schools. So, and the community group that's done the most in Bristol is probably Bristol Energy Co-op. And you could have, it could be that you could work with them, and I mean work with them around a project. It may be that you could be doing research on an installation that they are funding, and so you get the
right. Yeah. So Johnson, we really need to talk with Marianne again.
Yeah.
See whether she'll be keen to partner with us in this project. I think that would make a difference. Yeah.
I mean, for the same reasons, Resilience Network is, we are trying to build ourselves up to the point where we have funding, and we're doing a project on households. The first thing that we think we need to do is to get the support of an energy company. And already the group Energy Local is working with community groups and an energy company called 100 Green around sharing solar from local microgeneration hydro schemes and so on. And we're trying to work with them to work with solar roofs. And we're always happy to work with, when we say always, we haven't started doing anything yet, but we're happy to work with research groups because it's you're involved in getting information out in the community, and in a particular way, and you're linked to groups in Seoul and Hong Kong, and that makes it all vibrant and interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think so we will continue this sort of networking and see how we can kind of consolidate and then work out more detailed work plan. So I think the technical feasibility and also the regulatory feasibility, and then our research team, we can invite researchers in Seoul and also in Germany, and then we see whether we can develop a small piece of analysis regarding the policy or regulatory arrangement.
Yeah.
So I think, at least then I think in the next couple of months we can do something still quite constructive.
Yeah, if you can find some way where regulated or unregulated and into the mains or standalone into a battery of doing a system, that would be great. And meanwhile, I will put this. I will save the recording, and I will put it on YouTube and give you a link, so you can see it and use it as well. And then at some point we must record a follow-up and see what you did and how it worked.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing with us so many great ideas. We'll both down those ideas and we'll keep you updated. Johnson and I are visiting our family this Sunday.
Yeah.
And then we have the site visit and
where are you visiting? You're visiting
this Sunday in Tower Block.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Well, good luck there. I hope that goes well for you. Is that presumably you're working with Stuart? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Good. So I hope this works well, and it'd be really interesting to see how this all goes backwards and forwards.
And also Yuri, we have collaborators there. Yeah. So we'll keep you updated, and thanks once again. Yeah, very inspiring.
Well, it's lovely to talk with you, and it's great that you're doing this project. It's super.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, we'll keep you updated. Yeah.
Okay. Enjoy. Take care.
Thanks a lot. Okay.
Thank you.
Stay in touch. Okay, bye-bye.
Please stay in touch. Yes. Bye.